Evangelicals and Catholics are mass murderers of Christians. They have killed Christians since they existed. Catholics since 1,500 years. The Protestants, the Evangelicals since 500 years. They have ruled the states in the world, are still ruling it, and anyone who tells them that you have always killed good people, he will be silenced. You can tell them many things and they will not come after you, but you cannot tell them this thing, that they have killed all the good people, because this is the thing that they cannot bear, said publicly. As the Pharisees of old, 2,000 years ago, the Jewish Pharisees, they were the same. They killed all good people who came to them and told them that they were wrong. Later on, Catholics and Protestants emerged, and Israel went together with them and ruled the whole world together with the Pope and with Evangelicalism. And anyone who opposes these people, I mean, the religious or Jewish world system together with the Pope and the evangelical system, and you tell them that you always kill good people, they will come after you, silence you with their secret services and everything. Try it. Every Christian will be swept off the face of the earth, done away with by the Catholics and Protestants. They have mass murdered Christians and are still doing it if someone comes up and does the same thing as Christians have always done. Say the things publicly that they do in secret. Evangelicals are the Antichrist. How could I tell? Well, they've killed all Christians. Could you not say then they are anti-Christians if they have killed them? Don't say any excuse for that. Say that how it is. They are anti-Christian. They've killed all the Christians all the time. They have even admitted that. They have done that now everywhere in the whole world since they came up in the Reformation. All the countries that were evangelical and that went together with the Catholic Church and were Catholic and evangelical together, they killed the Christians. In every country in the whole globe since 500 years under the name of Evangelical and Catholic together, and before that only under the name of the Catholics together. I mean only under the name of the Pope, under the name of Catholicism. So you have now a tradition of more than 1,500 years killing Christians, all in the whole world. And you still don't know who the Antichrist is? It's the Pope, together with the evangelical system. Martin Luther killed Christians. It is not a secret, and he did not kill just a few. His goal was to rid the earth of all of them, of all Christians. And he managed to do that together with the Pope. He learned it. From the Catholic Church, because they have been doing that 1,000 years longer than Martin Luther, when he even came up. And so evangelicals to this day kill Christians. Just look at the Reformation. Every country in Europe that became Protestant, together with the Roman Catholic Church, they killed every Christian who would not submit to their rule, and the Christians knew it was wrong. They always opposed Martin Luther and the Pope and died because of that. Read the histories. I have put it out there. I have said it so often. Look at my other videos. This is just how it is. This is the truth. And it still happens today in every country. You are not allowed to be Christian. Protestants and evangelicals and the Catholics, they will kill you if you are Christian, because they are anti-Christian, all of them. The main message of evangelicalism is wrong. Martin Luther even said that. And he said who has the right message. And he said he would do this if he would be bold enough. Well, who had the right message? Well, the so-called Anabaptists. What did they do? They said it is about works, and it is very much about works. And if you don't go after these works, you are worth nothing because you only do evil things and excuse it. And Martin Luther said they were right in saying these things and doing these things. And he killed them because they were right, and he was angry. And he killed everyone on the whole world. I mean, everywhere he had power, everywhere, together with the Pope. And the Pope said the same thing. They know that these things were right. They know who the real people were, and they know that they were the wrong people. But the Catholics and Protestants were wrong altogether. They know it. And the right people were not of them, and they killed them. And so both of them invented a message that was wrong. Their main message of Catholicism and of Evangelicalism was invented intentionally to be wrong, and people have followed it more or less intentionally, and it's wrong to this day. Because it is about what you do. Look at your documents more clearly that you all the time read. You know you have been misled intentionally. What is really the main message to start the Christian life? Why do I say really? Yeah, because evangelicals are not saying it. The main message is, are you ready to be tortured to death in following these things that have been said 2000 years ago? What has been said? Do you go to the officials, tell them you have murdered all the good people? Now stop it. Well, they will not stop it and will kill you and will torture you to death. So the main message to start a Christian life is, will you go to the main religious institutions as they are today, the Catholics and Protestant? Tell them you have killed all the Christians all the time. And then after you have told them, they will come after you and will torture you to death. 2000 years ago, some people started this religion. What did they do? They went to the Pharisees, the religious institution of that day, told them you have killed all good people so far, and you're still doing it. And then those who said that were chased from one city to the next, from one country to the next. And it's still the same story. This is the beginning of this religion, of this only good religion. There is a bad religion and a good religion. This is the only good religion. You confront the religious institutions, the bad religious institutions, that they've killed all good people all the time, then they will kill you again. Not what evangelicals say, not what Catholics say, but this is the main message. And you know that, you read that. So you were wrong in the main message. Stop it. Stop being evangelical and Catholic, because they're wrong in the main message. Evil tolerated is evil done. If you just keep silent about others doing evil things that should be publicly addressed, you are guilty with them as though you would do it, because they could not do it if everyone would be against it. And that's the problem in the world. Everyone keeps silent about the main evil things. What are the main evil things? Evangelicalism, Catholicism, doing all in this world to foster every evil thing. Nobody stands up against them because they stay with them because they want to be religious of some kind. They don't want to leave that society. They control the world. Israel uses them to control the world because Christianity has so much power. Well, and you keep silent about it. I mean, there is no evil thing that these churches do not do. And you are part of it, even if you are on the side, but still in it. You are part of it as though you would have done it, and as though you do these things. Evangelicals are whoremongers. Don't you see how the women dress? Don't you see that nobody's standing up against the evil of internet, but all the naked women online? If you keep silent about these things, you are guilty of all these things. And if you remain in that group of religion, you are guilty of these things. And you will have an evil end, no matter how much you excuse yourself with saying it's not about works. Evangelicals are liars. It should be obvious for everyone that this is so. These things are so. If you meet them, they will lie about everything. Their leaders are liars. They lie even about their basic things that they say, the most basic things that they believe. It's all a lie. They excuse themselves out of everything, and if you point something out that is really so obvious that is wrong, they will lie, get away, not talk about it, keep silent, throw you out of the churches. I mean, they invent things, they invent stories, they invent systems that people should believe that are wrong, that they themselves do know that they're wrong. They are just liars. And if you have anything to do with them, you are called a liar. And if you're called a liar, you're not a good person. If you're not a good person, you will have a bad end. If anyone has anything to do with evangelicalism, he is an evil person and should not be regarded at all. This institution should not be tolerated in any country whatsoever. It is too bad to be tolerated. Do you understand? Evangelicals are proud and haughty people. They are puffed up. They think so high about themselves. They may seem humble outwardly, but if you truly look at them and how they talk, and you know them for a while, they're all just talking themselves into the highest positions and into the highest degrees, and thinking so much about themselves, talking so much about themselves. They are just proud people. They're all just proud people. And everyone who belongs to them fosters their pride, talking so much about themselves. Proud people are evil people, and a proud system is a system that will not be sustained, and that will have a fall and will never come up again. Are you part of that system? Evangelicalism is a cult. What is a cult? Well, a cult is a religious institution that is formed by a person with evil intentions, that he is followed and not to be questioned. Well, who was that evil person? Well, Martin Luther. What did he do? He founded a religious institution upon his thoughts and killed everyone who opposed him, and they had no right to question it. And even if they were right, and he admitted that, they were killed. So here you have this cult. Who has told the founding fathers to kill the Indians? Well, Martin Luther did, because the founding fathers were evangelicals. They came from Protestant Germany and Protestant England after the Reformation. And they founded America upon Protestant principles. Calvinistic also, from Geneva, John Calvin, Johannes Calvin. So it's evangelical doctrine that killed the Indians. And to this day, you don't give it back, but you are proud evangelicals, proud mass murderers of Indians, anti-Christians. The founding fathers murdered the Indians. You know that. How can you uphold founding fathers with great honor when they murdered the Indians, took away their country, and to this day no one even dares to say that it's not your country. It has been stolen, give back that which you have stolen from them. Do it now and do it today, demand it from the government of America. And Europeans demand it from the Americans, because the Americans are your ancestors. They are Europeans. The Europeans are the ancestors of the Americans. I mean, they are just one. You know what I mean. Don't kill the Indians. The Constitution was formed on blood of the Indians. What value does it have? What value does it have, you murderers? Stop it. Where did you learn these things from? Well, from the evangelicals, because they founded America. They are the mass murderers of the Christians and also of all other people, of the Indians also. Martin Luther invented these things. He is an anti-Christian, and together with the Pope, those two wings, the one system. Stop it. Stop it. European migrants on Indian soil. That's what the Americans are. You are European migrants on Indian soil. Your president, your vice president, and your White House is a house and a president and a vice president of European migrants on Indian soil. Give the country back to the Indians. It belongs to them. You are murderers and you're thieves for not giving it back. The White House is the house of European migrants on Indian soil. The White House of European migrants on Indian soil, this is what it is. The president is the president of European migrants on Indian soil. It's not your country. And the vice president too of European migrants on Indian soil. You have taken it away, you've killed the Indians, occupied their country for hundreds of years, and you don't consider to give it back. But whoa, you are a religious country, an evangelical. You're anti-Christian, that's what you are, all of you. And the evangelical religion is the anti-Christian religion, together with the popery. The Pope as the head of all. The Constitution is written on the blood of the Indians. The Constitution is written on the blood of the Indians. Why? Because the founding fathers killed millions of Indians, almost all of them, took their country, made it their own, and to this day never consider to give it back. No wonder why you have whites and people of color not in agreement today. It's not your country. You are European migrants on Indian soil. Give the country back. Demand it from the government. All you cowards in America. You're all anti-Christians, evangelical anti-Christians, for keeping silent on this regard. Who has told you these things? Well, Martin Luther did. He taught you to kill everyone who opposes you, because he did it in Germany under the name of evangelicalism. And to this day, everyone who opposes evangelicalism in the right way will be silenced and killed, as well as Catholicism, who opposes them, because those two are the religions who rule the world together with Israel. And who opposes the Pope and evangelicalism together with Israel in the right way, well, the Secret Service will come to you and will see that you will not be hurt anywhere. And has always been so and is still to this day. Since there are Catholics and since there are Protestants. And before that, you know the story 2000 years ago, who opposed Israel and then died. It's the same today. Well done, you evangelicals. You are anti-Christians. Killing all the Indians also. Innocent blood on your hands, America. You are our brothers. You are white. You are Europeans. You have no freedom. You have no freedom from England and from Europe. You can declare it. You can pronounce freedom things and days and things like that. Independent days. You don't have any independence. You still belong where you belong, and you don't belong over there because it's not your country. It's someone else's country. And they own it. They have the right over you. Morally speaking, rightfully. Give it to them, their right. Constitution is just written on the blood of the Indians. What worth has it? What worth has it? My fellow Americans, brothers. What worth has the Constitution, which is soaked in the blood of the Indians? Can you tell me that? What honor do the founding fathers have if they've killed all the Indians and written a constitution on a country, for a country that is not their own? You are all European migrants on Indian soil. It's not your soil. The White House is the house of the European migrants on Indian soil. And the president is the president of European migrants on Indian soil. As so, the vice president is the vice president of European migrants on Indian soil. Should you not give the country back? The Indians are still there. Should you not talk with them publicly? Should you not reconcile with them after all the hundreds of years that you have kept silent now? And you Americans, you uphold the Constitution. It's written on another country. If someone would take your house and make a new house rule, would you like if he upholds it all the time, this rule? It's your house. Give it back. Give the country back to the Indians. It's theirs. It's theirs. You don't steal. It's wrong. It's that simple. No one seems to hear me. Give the country back to the Indians, you Americans. Now, it's not yours. You have taken it by force. Give it back. Give it back. And all you cowards in America, stand up for the right thing. Stand up for the right thing. Let your women kill their own kids, but protect the Indians. They are more worth than you. Stand up for the right things and for the more important things, and not for the minor inside issues. The first Great Awakening in America mass murdered Christians. Did you know that? Did you know Jonathan Edwards and George Whitefield? They were murderers of Christians and they were anti-Christian. Or would you not think that they would have said that you should give the country back to the Indians, which you have taken it from them? You occupied America from Europe and then had a so-called awakening, revival, religious awakening. What does it amount up to? Well, you continue in the bloodshed, you continue in murdering of Christians, you continue in the footsteps of Martin Luther, and you did not call out Martin Luther. That's what is a Great Awakening is about in your thing. It's a strengthening of your anti-Christian system. You're all wrong, and you see it all wrong, and it was all just evil, all the time, without any exception, without any one exception. George Whitefield murdered Christians, and he followed Martin Luther in doing so. And he was very fine with taking the country from the Indians, the American country, killing all of them, and occupying still the country. Said nothing about it. Said nothing about Martin Luther being wrong, killing everyone who opposed him. Rightfully so. And who lived a good life. He fostered the tradition, the anti-Christian tradition of evangelicalism. And it's called the Great Awakening in America, or even in England. It was a great anti-Christian awakening, fostering Protestantism. It may have outward good things, but inwardly it's all evil and killing of Christians all the time. Look at history. It's not a secret. Still today, the same. Thank you very much for keeping that tradition up, alive today. You anti-Christians, all of you. Charles Haddon Spurgeon was guilty of murdering Christians. Charles Haddon Spurgeon was guilty of murdering Christians. How? In keeping up and keeping silent about the bloodshed of the Reformation and about the whole period until him. Even the Great Awakening in America was all about killing Christians. Did you know that? Oh, all disguised in a good outlook, religious outlook. Oh, we try to be more religious and do this good thing and that good thing, but keep silent about killing all the Christians. Martin Luther did so, and everyone who follows him did so follow in the guilt and in the bloodshed of all those who were good and who were Christian. And they killed them, the Evangelicals, together with the Pope, the Catholics. Those two are the anti-Christian system, and everyone who follows them and bears their name is an anti-Christian. So is Charles Haddon Spurgeon, so was he, and everyone who holds up this name, Spurgeon. He's a murderer of Christians, he's an anti-Christian, and he will have a bad end if he does not reject this name and everything in association with it altogether. You are all guilty in the whole world, with all societies, with all countries going together. You have one world power, and you still uphold it to this very day. And no one dares to oppose you, because you are all cowards. You will all go down. Not one of you is a Christian. You're all anti-Christian. The Pope is the Antichrist. Well, what a surprise. But evangelicals with the Pope together are the Antichrist. There are two wings, Catholics and Protestants. How? Because they have killed all Christians since these religious institutions came up. We can look at the history. The Catholic Church killed them, and Martin Luther killed them. He even said that they were true, they were right, and he was wrong, and he's not there yet. But he killed them. And he told the leaders of the countries to kill them, and to this very day it's the same. It's not officially state law, but the Secret Service will come and let you know that you should not oppose evangelicals and Catholics in this way, because they are the rulers of the whole world. You would either be quiet and being quiet, submit to them, or you will die. This is what this anti-Christian system is about. And the head is the Pope. Even of the evangelicals, he is the head. More or less directly seen. But governing them, he is the head of all. Although evangelicals would not always agree outwardly upon it, but they are main leaders, they know what I'm saying, that it's right. The Pope is a murderer of Christians. He has always been. The so-called Crusades, they were also directed against the Christians. How were the Christians called in former times? They were called sometimes Albigensians, sometimes Waldensians, sometimes Cathars as being holy people, or pure people. Cathar mean pure, Ketzer in German. Or Donatists, they called them, early centuries. They had many names. Anabaptists, they called them. And Reformed people and Evangelical people killed them too. The only true people with a good religion, they were killed by the Protestants and by the Catholics. And the head of them is the Pope. Legally, by jurisdiction, by government of the world, because the church rules the world and the Pope rules the church, you could say, even in the evangelical community, at least politically, although they don't admit it, everyone, all the time. Murderers of Christians, you're not good people, and not one member among you is good for staying in that filth and being responsible for these murders. What is the main message of evangelicalism, and why is it wrong? Well, the main message of evangelicalism is that you should not trust in what you do, but let someone else take all your guilt away. So it's not about the things that you perform. They're all in all against performing things too much. Well, this is wrong because it is all about, very much to a very high degree, what you do, because it matters what you do, even what you say. And in the end, you have to explain everything that you've said and done in your whole life, and according to that, you will get either a good thing or a bad thing, a good end or a bad end. And what is it that someone else will take all the guilt away? Well, it's not true. This is just not true. Guilt can be taken away to some degree, and some guilt, but not everything. By far, not everything. Because everything that is done, after you know these things and you do intentionally things wrong, you can never say sorry for that. And this is left out in the evangelical message altogether. Although you have it in your documents very clear, it's just left out. If you intentionally do, not everything can be taken away by someone else. Because if you're an evil person and intentionally do evil things, and you say as an excuse it's a weakness, no one else will ever take it away from you. And you all do willful things all the time. No one will take them. If it was something by mistake, without knowing, but not if you could have not done it and you still chose to do it. These things will not be taken away. It's just a lie. It's just a lie. Everyone who believes it will go down with it forever. Who is the Antichrist? Well, it's the Pope and the Evangelical Church. Why? Because they have killed all those who opposed them, all those who lived a far better life than they did and opposed them, and killed them and threw them out of every country. They were not allowed to have any job, they were not allowed to have a house, or to sleep, or to marry, or things like that, publicly. And they have done that for 1,500 years. 1,000 years under the name of Catholicism, 500 years under the name of Evangelicalism and Catholicism together. So it's still to this day, if anyone steps out of the Catholic and Protestant Church and tells them that they have killed all those good people, he will be killed. Try it, and you find out that they are the Antichrist. Why do you persecute me? Have you ever heard that question? Why do you persecute me? You have done the same thing as 2000 years ago someone said. In the name of religion, persecuting other people whom you think are wrong, but they were right, and you were wrong. You Evangelicals and Catholics, why do you chase me? Why? What have I done? Am I not right and you are wrong? Am I not the one who's right and you are the ones who are anti-Christian? Stop it. Stop it. Today. Works are required. Contrary to what evangelicals do say. Look more carefully and think for yourself. You can read it. You can read it. They have lied and brainwashed you. Works are required. If you don't bring any works, you are just not to be regarded, because it's all about that. It is all about that. Very much so. Very much so. It is so much about it that if you don't bring these works, you're just not worth anything. Not worth anything. Not worth anything. And if you don't do it, well, you're evil. You're evil. Don't believe this message. It's wrong. What the evangelicals say. It's wrong. Right and life. Well, why is performing works evil? So-called works. Well, yeah, it's not evil. You are wrong in saying that. Because Martin Luther said these things to condemn, just to justify the condemnation of all who performed these works and who really did what he said is impossible, to live perfect. I mean, humanly speaking, perfect. And he hated it so much that he killed everyone who performed these so-called works. And then he said it's evil to do these things, and he made it a state law, which evangelicals to this day believe, that if you do these works that are so evil, that you try to do good things, this is so evil, that you ban them from your churches and then you kill them. Because you know that Martin Luther invented these things for his own gain, and you know, if you just look at your own documents, that you always read all the time, that you have been told a lie. And it was not a small lie. It was the justification of murdering every single Christian on the face of the earth. Because they did the works that you condemn. And you say it's not possible. You are evil in killing them. You were wrong in your main message, evangelicals. Because without works, there is nothing there of any value. So stop it. Stop your murderous religion today. I command you this. I command you this as the only single person that is still alive that you have not been able to kill so far. As the last person that is still alive that you did not kill for saying that. You know it's right. You know. Your Secret Service has told me directly in my house that I'm right and you were wrong. And you admitted it, even in the very beginning, even Martin Luther himself. Is it evil to hate evil people? Well, is it evil to hate evil things? And if people are behaving evil, is it evil to hate them? Evangelicals, most of the time have always said it's wrong to hate anyone. Some evangelicals made a distinction, and some were right in saying, no, it is even good to hate evil people. Well, but how does it fit? You know, you've been told that you should love everyone. Well, I can tell you. If you don't hate evil things and evil people, you are evil. If you excuse evil people in saying you should love them, you are evil. Why has the evangelical church taught these things? Because they are evil and they want to hide their evil deeds behind this cloak of saying you should love them. Because it's wrong. You should hate your own church if it's evil. You should hate all of evangelicalism if it's evil, and you should tell the government to forbid evangelicals if they behave evil. And this would have been your duty, and you have neglected it because you have been told so by your evil cult to love them. It was wrong. Look at your documents more closely that you read all the time, you religious people. You were wrong. Get out of evangelicalism and stop this foolish talk all the time, every day. Stop it. Today. How can the Catholics be still seen as being right while they still maintain works? Well, this is the problem with evangelicalism. You just excuse everything. You say, oh, it's not about works, but then if the Catholics maintain the works, and you say, oh, but they are sincere, they're just a little bit wrong, you say they are also right, because you don't want to go against the Catholics. But if someone else who's not Catholic says he rejects works, you reject him. That shows that you are partial and that you just accept everything that is of you, no matter how much it differs from you. As long as you are Catholic or Protestant, you are fine. But if you live much better than you, if one lives much better than you, Catholics and Protestants, and says similar things to you, you hate them and you kill them. Why do you do that? Because you inherited this thinking by Martin Luther and by the Pope, and they killed everyone who opposed them. No matter how right they were, no matter how much better lives they lived. It's not about works or not works. It's about being for evangelicals or against them. And even if you rightfully oppose them, you say they are wrong, although you know they're right. It's not about works or not. It's just an invention of a man who killed everyone who opposed him. It's just as a political agenda. Whoever is not of my political agenda will be killed, or he will be not allowed to have a political party or things like that. But it's just worse than that. It's a religious agenda, and everyone who opposes it will be killed. This is what evangelicals have done and what Catholics have done. So it's not about works or not. You just hate Catholics and then you don't hate them. It's just for your own agenda. You don't have a rule. You don't have a guideline. You just invent things. Look at your documents more clearly. Every one of these good people performed the works that you are against and said the things that you are against. They were against you. The tradition that you seem to follow is a tradition of people who always opposed you, evangelicals. Is there guilt that deserves death? Well, the answer is not complicated. Evangelicals, Catholics, look at your documents that you all the time read even at those that are older than 2000 years, and you will know which things do deserve death and which things do not deserve death. Is there a difference today and how it was several thousand years ago? There is a difference, but it is not too big. Some things do not deserve death that then deserve death, but it's also more strict nowadays. So what does it mean that something deserves death? Well, if you do something that is too severe, it deserves death. So what is an example? Well, if you curse and you do not say sorry about it, this is just one example. Or other things, if they are done in a willful way, you deserve to die. It deserves death. What does it mean that you deserve death? Well, it means that you cannot just simply say sorry and it's done away with. It is too severe for just to say sorry, and as evangelicals say, or someone else will just do away, and if you're just sorry, that's it. No. This is the case for some things, but not for everything, by far not for everything. So you can look it up. I know all the details, but I'm just here summarizing things. There are things that are too severe, that do deserve death. And you just have overlooked it, you evangelicals. This is a main mistake and a main fault and a main negligence in your religion, and it is intentionally so that people are allowed to do things that do deserve death, and they think it's a minor thing, because it's not. Should governments inflict death penalty? Well, Evangelicals, Catholics, what do your documents say? Of course. But if the government itself deserves death penalty, how can they give it to others? And this is the problem, because all governments deserve themselves death penalty. So there is no person who could inflict it to others. So if you should inflict it to others, but you have done the things yourselves that do deserve death, you cannot inflict it upon others. And then you're stuck. You cannot get rid of the evil because you yourself are evil. What evil things do deserve death? Well, Evangelicals, Catholics, you can look it up in your documents. You still have it there, although you have taken out many things, but you still can know these things more or less clearly. For example, if you curse intentionally, you deserve to die. If you commit whoredom with another woman that is not married to you, you deserve to die. If you say others have committed whoredom although they did not, accuse someone about something that is worthy of death, you deserve to die. If you disobey your parents, you deserve to die, even if you're an adult. It's done all over the place. If you choose a job that your parents are against it, you deserve to die. If you move away from your parents and they would need you and they would have you with them and you disobey them, you're not free to leave. You need to, you deserve to die. And the government needs to inflict these things if they have not done the same thing. They have done the same thing, so they cannot inflict this to you. What else deserves death? There are many things that do deserve death that the government is not now obligated to inflict it upon you, but it will come upon you. As if you envy someone. No one knows, no one sees it. But you will die, or your children will die, if you do that. It's just that serious. Every evil thing is that serious. You have not been taught these things. Nobody told you, although you read it all the time in your documents. There are many more things that do deserve death. I mean, Christianity has a special day. I mean, the government does not inflict death, but if you don't keep it, you will die. You will die. And if you don't die, you will get it later after you die. A very bad thing. A very bad thing. I mean, if you make some images, government should not inflict death nowadays, but you deserve to die. If you invent things in your head about an entity that lives up there, and it's not true, you deserve to die. Evangelicalism is doing that, reinventing a new entity that loves everyone and things like that. It's all wrong. It does not exist. It cannot help you. Catholics too. If you put someone on a throne as the Pope, I mean, you deserve to die. I mean, the government should not inflict these things upon you. The same with, witchcraft. The government should not inflict these things upon them, although it is, because sometimes it may seem good, sometimes it may seem bad. If it seems bad and it has some evil thing to it, the government should inflict death penalty to it. But if it's a thing that seemingly looks good, but truthfully it is something evil, government cannot do that, but you will get it at some stage. Your death that you deserve. Doing these wizard things, foolish things. There are many other things that deserve death. If you steal something, you can give it back. This does not deserve death. Unless if you've stolen a soul, then you deserve to die. Kidnapped someone, then you deserve to die, of course. That's a severe thing. If you have killed a baby in the womb, you deserve to die. If you're a doctor, has done this, you have done these things, you deserve to die. If you not saying to your government that everyone who does these things, killing a child in the womb, deserve to die. If you don't say that to your government, you deserve to die for neglecting saying that in public. And everything else, if you don't say anything against the greatest evil things, you deserve to die. If you don't say anything against the Catholic and Protestant Church, you deserve to die. Because, they have killed everyone. They have killed everyone who came in their way. Even if they were right. They killed them. If you're for Martin Luther, you deserve to die. He was the reason for the World War, The Germans, they did it because Martin Luther enticed them. They did exactly what he told them to do. You cannot be for such a person, for Martin Luther. It's still there, it is his book. But how he says you should kill all Jews. And entices the government and tells them to do that. And they have done it. This is not something to be remembered, to keep in remembrance, in honor, at all. If you're for Martin Luther, you're for the person that had the greatest hatred against Jews. But if you don't stand up in truth, in the right way against all evil people, and also against the Jews, if they've done something wrong, you have to say it. If you don't say it, you're a coward and you deserve to die because you are guilty with all the rest of the people. If you don't stand up against the Pope, you're guilty with him. You should step down. The whole Catholic Church should be dissolved. The whole evangelical thing should be dissolved. Everyone should just leave it. You all deserve to die. And there are many other things, many details, but I've said not much. So, are you still keeping silent? Heap up more guilt. You know you deserve to die. You know it. Martin Luther mass murdered Christians. Since the Reformation, every country that became evangelical, killed all Christians. Martin Luther told the government to kill them, although he said they were right and they were of that religion that he professes to follow. And he said at some stage he should be like them, but he is not there yet, and so they should be killed. What were the reasons given by Martin Luther to the government to kill them? Well, he invented some tenets. It's not what you do, it's not by works. It's every guilt someone else will take it away, and if you oppose that, you should be killed. Everything that he said, he used in a way to justify his evil deeds, to excuse all the evil deeds of his followers and the murders of all the Christians. And it's still to this day that evangelicals rule together with the Pope in all countries, and if you oppose them, you will be treated as they have been treated in former days publicly. You will be treated in this way now, more silent and not so outspoken publicly. You're just done away with and silenced, you know. Why do evangelicals not agree with each other? Well, because it is a split cult and they are wrong. Because if they would be right, they would agree with each other. You say, oh, we only have to agree in main things. Who told you so? Bias told you so. If a religious institution does not agree upon every single point, it's wrong. Because you either are right or you're wrong. But some people do not understand. They are not that far. Well, but they should submit to those who do understand. And your leaders, they even do not agree. Not even in a century, the same leaders who come in succession, nor within a country, nor within a city. You have made now so many different opinions in evangelicalism that there is hardly any agreement on any topic whatsoever, not even on main things. You are all wrong. Just the number of splits should show you that you are all wrong. You can only belong to one line of good people who have said the same thing in every century in the same way. I'm of that line, and I do not deviate even in a side issue from those before me. Go with my direction, and you will find the right thing. Go with them, and you will all go down forever, and not one will escape. Why is the history of the world kept hidden? Well, evil people do blur history out of one main reason: to keep secret their evil deeds. And the best thing that historians could do and governments in the whole world could do is keep secret and keep hidden the history of the whole world. What do we know about the history of the whole world? I mean, we know everything. We know everything from the first hour to the last hour. We know everything in every century, everywhere. We know so much. I mean, at least all the main things that do have any value to be talked about globally. We know everything. We know where we come from. We know how the world was inhabited. I mean, who went to which place. I mean, we know whose countries originally everything is, whose country everything is, who belongs to which country. I mean, we know all these things. The history is always kept hidden because the history was evil and people don't want you to remember evil things. That's why all the historians are liars. They're all liars. Everyone who has some higher rank, he knows all these things and keeps them secret and hidden. And if he does not do it, he will lose his job or his life. Evangelicals act evil because they deny works. Evangelicals, they act evil because they deny the works. That's why they invented this no-work system. It's a wrong system. It's invented by Martin Luther, and you followed it blind, in your blind way, without thinking about it. Why did they say that? Because they knew it's wrong. People came up, when evangelicalism was formed, people came up to them, told them, it's wrong what you say. Martin Luther said, well, he knows, but he cannot go further now in the state system. And he killed those people who opposed him. This is just an excuse. Without works is an excuse to do evil things. Don't you see that? Stop these things. Stop these things. You know it's wrong. You've been wrong. You cannot have a good end in repeating these lies all the time. It's religious propaganda. It's an evil cult, and it needs to be stopped. And every leader in the whole world should be pleaded to forbid evangelicalism as a whole. If you don't do it, you belong to the worst group of society in the whole world. Are you still comfortable, anti-Christian evangelical, being in your anti-Christian religion, knowing that your founder was the one who killed everyone who opposed him, rightfully so, even though he admitted they were right, and used to this day repeat all the errors and the lies and the religious propaganda of this evil cult? How can you still do that, having murdered every Christian on the face of the earth, and you're still committed to the same path, in a good name, doing it all in a good name? How can you do that? How? Has the church handed down everything to this generation? No, they have not. They have killed everyone who did so, and then they have kept secret and hidden the documents. I've published it online. You can look at it. And if you say, I'm wrong, who tells you I'm wrong? Who tells you? It's the church, Evangelicals and the Catholics. Well, are they an authority to be believed in if they have killed everyone and kept silent about all these things? And then you say, oh, the things that are handed down by me, they contradict the evangelical church. Well, of course it does. It's an evil church. Of course it does. They invented all these things. They've done away all these things that they should have handed down to you. And the Catholics the same way, but they have not done away so much as the Protestants. The evangelicals, they've done away everything. Then they say, oh, it's not there anymore, so it's wrong if you say these things. Of course it's not there anymore. They have taken it away. Of course, if you would look at these documents, it would contradict the main things of evangelicalism, because the main things of evangelicalism are wrong. You have been deceived. You have been lied to, and you bought the propaganda of the religious elite, the evangelicals and the Catholics. So the Pope, you've submitted to him, even as an evangelical. Hello. I'm doing another live stream on why evangelicalism being the Antichrist. And the reason is very simple, because all the descriptions of the so-called Antichrist fit to evangelicalism. Since they came up at the Reformation, they killed all the Christians. It is not a conspiracy theory. You can look it up in your own words. You can look it up in the histories. All the countries that were evangelical after the Reformation, because it was a state church, they killed all people who were not evangelical. They let the Catholics live, but they killed all others who opposed them, who were not part of their state church. And it's still to this day the same, although not outwardly known. But if you confront them, as I did, telling them that they killed all the Christians, they will come after you and silence you. That's why they are the Antichrist. And it is not a big thing to find out. It is very easy. Everyone can find out. The history is there. The people that they killed, they were oftentimes called Anabaptists. It's a derogatory name given to them. Many of them were really Christians. I mean, everyone calls himself Christian. But 99% of denominations are not. I mean, of everyone in that denomination, everywhere. I mean, more than 99%. But Evangelicalism, there is not one Christian in that denomination. And everyone is evangelical. Who is not evangelical? I mean, if you're Catholic, you're not evangelical. But other than that, who is not evangelical? Everyone. So the whole world is anti-Christian. The whole world. Even nowadays, Anabaptists are evangelical. So this is one reason they killed all the Christians. Well, you should call it an anti-Christian system if you kill Christians. And you don't do that. You say it's still a Christian system. And it's a major mistake that Martin Luther did. Look at his writings. He said it. He said you should kill those people who live better than himself. He said you should kill. He told the state, the government officials, to kill the people that live better than he himself and that his evangelical church, Evangelische Kirche, does. He brought it to America. They founded the country upon these principles, killed everyone in the name of being a traitor and things like that. They did not want to say you're not allowed to have this freedom of your religion because America wants to be a free country. No, it's not. They killed all the Christians, every single one to this very day, until everyone was blotted out. The Catholics did it 1,000 years before for 1,000 years already, before evangelicals even came up. That's where they have these things from. This is the second part of the anti-Christian system, the Catholics. Luther was a Catholic. I have said these things now so often. You are these anti-Christian people. You kill all the Christians. You never let them have a job. You don't let them go to the doctor without being harmed. You don't let them buy something, really. You chase them out of all your communities. For now 1,500 years, you Catholics and Protestants. And you Protestants, you now did that for 500 years. Where was there a Christian in a Protestant country that was ever allowed to have a job? There was none. There was none. Can you name me one person who was not doing a job for 5 hours in secret and then had to flee from that city? Tell me one person that had a better life than that had a rest for half an hour in some Protestant country. There was never one. If you can name me one person without inventing that story, this is the history of evangelicalism, and it's still to this day. It's still to this day, as long as you go along with them, don't say anything against them. They will let you live. They will let you have a job. They will let you be what you want because you are already in alliance with them. But if you really tell them what they have done, they will come to you with their secret services, with their police, Israel rules the world with their secret service. The Pope rules the world with their alliances, and evangelicals rule the world with their alliances. They're all together. This is the so-called deep state. This is the anti-Christian system. Look at the so-called Book the Martyrs mirror. It's out there. There you have the eyewitnesses of Reformation times, of Reformation evangelical countries in Europe, where they were all killed. You have Switzerland, Zurich, Zwingli, the reformer Ulrich Zwingli in German called. Martin Luther in Germany. All the others. The writings of Menno Simons. He says the same thing. He even went to the reformers and told them these things. He then said it's just a cult. An evil cult. This system, evangelicalism, it's just wrong. They don't even understand the basic tenets of Christianity. It's all wrong. The main message is even wrong. It's invented to justify the murder of the Christians. I've said that now so often. So would you consider these things, or what will you do? What will you do?